everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you once again from, yes, downtown Manila. And I've got an awesome guest today, and you're going to have a lot of fun with this guest. He's a barrel of laughs. I'm going to tell you a bit about him, guys. His name is, wow, this is a tongue twister. His name's Jeff Encyclopedia, but no, actually, it's Bogensberger. How'd I go, Jeff? I get that right?
Yeah, not bad. Bogensberger.
Yeah, it went close there. You do it better than me. You've had plenty of practice. Um,
Okay.
anyway, he's a founder and CEO of something we all need, guys, the Laughing Otter. And this is an awesome concept, guys. Awesome, right? We all need a good laugh and a bit of fun in our lives. His industry is the entertainment industry. He's here to make you smile, make you laugh. Years in the industry. He says here over 30 years unofficially and 4 years officially. All right, now I've got to get into the light here. I can't see. At the Laughing Otter, we're all about spreading joy and uplifting content that brightens up your day, right? Fun experiences that bring people together, put smiles on faces, plus our social impact projects aim to do good while making people feel good. That's what we all need, guys, right? We're bringing good news, fun events, both online and real life, music, comedy, awesome artwork, the utterly positive talks, podcasts, games, social media, and all of it's entertaining. And we're diving into children's books, toys too, because everyone deserves happiness in their lives. Key achievements or projects. All my focus is on the Laughing Otter, and his personal motto: the only thing you can do wrong is nothing. So if I says, guys, stand back and do nothing like most people do. Right. Fact about himself, he's done a lot of jobs, including ski instructor, commercial fisherman. That's interesting. ESL teacher in Korea. Wow. So he's done a bit in his time, guys. So it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage Jeff, and his last name he's going to tell you himself.
It's Jeff Bogensberger, and thanks, Jeff, and for having me on.
No, you're
We've
most
had
welcome.
we've had a already pre-recording quite an interesting conversation, so I'm looking
We
forward
have
to this.
indeed. Okay, let's get the show underway. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path.
Well, about 4 years ago, on a macro level, I looked around and I saw that everyone in my circle is just miserable. Not necessarily, not necessarily uh, suicidal or clinically depressed or anything like that, but just blah.
Not happy.
And I
Yeah.
just thought, I've had a lifelong belief that life doesn't have to be this hard and we should all be having a lot more fun. And just in my own, like my own micro circles, I needed to do something different with the rest of my career that was just a lot more rewarding than hitting KPIs, selling black boxes that plugged into other black boxes. And I just went, nah, it's got to be better than that. A couple of events happened. One of my friends took his life, and that really
Yeah.
heightened what was going on. And yeah, so the last 4 years, I've never had more fun in my career, especially in my so-called professional career. Like prior to doing my MBA, I had a lot of really crazy jobs and
Yep.
all over the world, and so I'm kind of reliving that now with the Laughing Otter, but just making a lot more impact through it.
Fair enough. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work, and how have you overcome that?
Um, well, the hardest thing, like for any startup, like unless you got rich relatives, the biggest challenge for most people is just trying to get everything done with limited resources.
Yeah, and wearing too many
And
hats, right?
yeah, wearing too many hats, and it's funny. All the business books tell you what you should be doing. Well, everybody knows what they should be doing. It's but most people struggle with having the resources to actually execute what they'd like to. And what I've been able to do is to get to get rolling. I've just been really creative how to find resources through interns, offshore,
Awesome.
doing like just uh, doing a lot of work myself, and just having a knack for knowing what really needs to be done and what is a nice to have. So
Mhm.
all of that's kind of been I've been able to overcome the challenge, and then I've been able over the last year and a half, I've been able to get some investment, and
Lovely.
now 2025 we're rolling into that year with a lot of momentum.
Fantastic. Tell me, what's been the most important moment in your career that changed the direction in which you're going? That's, I guess, when you saw your friends being miserable.
Yeah, that's it. And just um, being in the IT industry here in Australia, it's not. And I know I'm painting a wide brush here, but in 15 years of being in that industry, I can say I met very few people that hold the values and integrity that I have.
Yes.
And I knew I had to get out because it's a really it's a burden on anyone if you're being asked to do things that are against your values and your
Yeah.
ethics and you're surrounded by people who are the same, then you just um, it just erodes what it means to be human. Like, and I needed to move on.
Yeah. You lay down with dogs, you get fleas, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. I think it happens to some good politicians. I think some good, honest politicians go into politics with the right ideas. But there's just too many guys in there already. And if you don't play the game, you're out. So,
Yeah, I would say almost all of them start their career with the idea that they're
make
gonna
it make a
change the
difference.
world. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And all
think
that they'll put their pigs in the they put their nose their pigs their nose their snouts in the trough, right? And
yeah,
then,
that's
then they
it.
go, well, I'll join if I can't, if I can't beat them, I'll join them. You know,
Yeah, it's either they either join them or they get out. Like Peter
yeah,
Garrett's a perfect example of that.
yeah,
He liked to sing about changing the world, but then when he went into politics, he realized how hard it is to change the world,
yeah,
and he realized he wasn't cut out for running in those circles. So,
yeah. Just change
and
yourself is the best advice I can give people. In your
yeah,
opinion, what are the key qualities and skills that have contributed to your success over the years?
um, the main one is I grew up with immigrant parents who were really hard workers,
Yep,
and I I just do. Some people work until they don't want to work anymore, or they're
yep,
just tired.
yep,
I work until the job's done,
yeah.
and
Nice. I like that.
that's just um, that you'll never go wrong if in being a Canadian, I'm a big ice hockey fan. And
Yep,
one of the things when you're playing ice hockey, you always hear is keep your legs moving. As soon
yep,
as your legs stop, then you lose all your momentum.
yep.
It's the same thing in business and in careers and in life. Just keep your legs moving. Just always keep
What's
moving.
what's what's the other one? Go where the puck's going, not where it is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's a famous one
Yeah,
for sure.
not bad.
Yeah, no, it's a brilliant one actually.
Yeah. Tell me, you've certainly you've got a way about you, and you're obviously on top of your game. How do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field?
Well, the big thing is with the Laughing Otter. I'm changing people's lives. I'm making people happier. We get
Awesome.
involved with a lot of like I just sent some money to Uganda for an orphanage.
Yeah. How
Um,
cool is that?
uh, yeah, so I sponsor their well, not sponsor. I just basically pay for their Christmas party, and
Nice.
it's a nominal amount of money,
Yeah.
but when you get the videos sent, I get videos sent when these kids are like I'm not ashamed to admit that they always bring me to tears. Like
Yeah.
and it's just it's that keeps me motivated. I have a I have a real soft spot, and this is my whole life for people who are hurting, who are suffering, and through the Laughing Otter, I'm able to change that, and
Nice.
that's it's not hard to keep motivating when you know you're doing that. I'll tell you though, like selling cybersecurity boxes, it's goddamn hard to keep motivated. Like for people you don't even making money for people you don't even like.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, to feed your
that's
family.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Tell us about a recent project or achievement you're particularly proud of.
Um, well, every day we do really cool stuff with Laughing Otter. We just had an event in LA where we brought 14 of the world's biggest creators together for 4 days of guitar challenges. So we were in Hollywood with these guys jamming, and we recorded all that. Got millions of views, and
Awesome.
and
Awesome.
and what was really cool with that is we ended up partnering with another organization called Promise to Live, and we had like a Hollywood style gala, and that was all for suicide prevention.
Wow.
And
Wow.
Promise to Live's got they got a really cool thing, that's really effective statistically. And all you do is you go to their website, promisetolive.com, and you make the pledge. If you're ever thinking of making that last decision,
Yeah.
that you'll call someone. And the stats are amazing with how many people will make that phone call just because they promise they will do it.
That's bloody awesome, isn't it? That's bloody awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's
Um, Tell me,
yeah, that's cool.
what advice would you give someone who's aspiring to sort of follow in your footsteps and do some good for the world?
It's the best advice is the don't try to plan from today to your ultimate goal, because the reality, like the business, like the business consultants books and all that, try to make it always sound like there's this one moment of genius, this one watershed moment that means you'll reach your end goal. But the reality is, and anyone who's ever started a business or started anything, running a business isn't about big watershed moments. It's just thousands of little micro decisions
One,
where,
I call them one percenters.
yes, where you pull a lever, you
That's,
what the hell happened, you assess, and then you pull another lever.
yep.
And one of my war cries, that when my staff always knows, is, well, there's two that are kind of related. One is, let's just be better today than we were yesterday, and
Lovely.
tomorrow than we are today. Because by the end of the month, now you're 30 days better than you were.
Absolutely.
And the war cry I use to really drive that home is, the only thing we can do wrong is nothing. Provided that you're not
Yeah.
going to do something so monumentally stupid
No, sure.
that it's catastrophic. Like, they're going to be varying, and nothing's going to be so brilliant that it's 100% successful.
Yes.
So this, my long-winded answer is, just start.
Yeah, just
Spend the
do it.
day, just do it. And during the day, have your to-do list and just start knocking it off. And
Yeah.
one of the other things, I had this conversation with someone who was starting a business, and they said, "Well, how do you prioritize?" I said, "I don't, because you can't, because
Yeah.
your to-do list. The reason why it's hard to prioritize is because everything on that to-do list is just about equal value and priority.
Yeah,
So just
correct.
pick one.
Yeah.
Just
Pick a
start.
frog. Pick a frog. Eat the frog first. The biggest one. Pick the biggest one first and get rid of that one.
Yeah, yeah. Or actually, my the way I do it, I pick the smallest one,
Yeah. I do
because
the
then I
biggest
get
one.
that.
That makes
Yeah,
me
so
motivates me. It's easy after that.
yeah, so I do the opposite. I get the smallest one, because then
Build
I
up
start building momentum.
like climbing the mountain.
So yeah, that's right. So anyway, just start.
Yeah.
Don't plan till
Yeah.
retirement. Just start.
At 77, guys, life's like a jigsaw puzzle. No, just recently I completed a 10,000 piece jigsaw puzzle on life. And I was so proud of myself. And God tapped me on the shoulder and said, "No, Jeff, that's base camp. That's a starter kit. Here's the million piece one now." And that's how life is, guys. You know,
That's it.
it's
That's exactly
you're
right.
you're only at base camp, guys. Remember, you're only at base camp. You think you're at the top, you're only at base camp. Keep climbing. All right.
An interesting thing. I was talking to one of my investors, and it's a guy I know from my MBA. And when he went to invest, he said, "Well, what are you up to?" And I said, "Well, I got this project, the Laughing Otter. I'm getting started." He goes, "I'm in." And I go, "Well, don't you want to see a business plan or anything?" Or
Yeah.
he goes, "One, I trust you. I know how good you are, and I know how
Yeah.
hard you work." He said, "You'll figure it out." And he says, "And the truth is, you're smart enough that I know that whatever business plan that you give me today,
Yeah. It will
in
change.
6 months' time, it won't look anything like the business you're doing, because the reality is, every single day I change direction within
Yeah,
parameters
correct.
because new opportunities present themselves.
That's right. Yeah, you got to be ready. They're like buses, guys. There's one coming along all the time. Just hop on the
Yeah,
right one.
that's it.
Okay, looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future?
Well, the goal of the Laughing Otter is I want to, um, yeah, I just want to build the global brand so the Laughing Otter becomes a brand synonymous with feel good experiences, feel good content, and making a difference in the world. Um, I just want it to become a globally recognized brand. Little secret to you and all your listeners, I don't share very often, but I have a kind of my Everest where I put the flag in the
Yeah,
summit is being a drummer and a big music fan. I have a vision of me standing on Wembley Stadium and the Laughing Otter being responsible for this generation's Live Aid, and all money goes to helping children around the world. So I just that's my
the end
kind of
goal.
end of the
Yeah,
tunnel.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Um, then what's lost my place here. How can our listeners and readers and everyone else reach out and find out more about you and your wonderful organization? What's the best
Okay,
way?
so all right, so the laughingotter.com is our website.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Laughing Otter, like the sea
Animal.
otter, the animal.
Yep.
We're on all the social medias,
Channels. Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok. I avoid X, but we're
Yeah.
on there. So they're on there. If you want to, if you got something cool that you want to do, I'm always looking for collaborators and partners and
Lovely.
people to do fun things with. I'm Jeff Bogensberger, and you can find me on LinkedIn. And I have a motto on LinkedIn. If you reach out to me, I read every message personally because you never know where that opportunity comes from. So
Correct.
feel free to reach out to me. Never think that anyone's spamming me.
Before we wrap it up, tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know.
Well, I think you hit it. What's a fun fact? I had a conversation once. I was invited onto a radio station
Yeah.
with Arun Gandhi, who is the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi, and we talked for 45 minutes
Mm-hmm.
about it was based on Gandhi's loose, like it's been some quoted, but the quote is, "Be the change you want to see in the world."
Yeah.
So we talked for a long time, and it was fun. There were four other panelists, and not one other person said anything. Not because we were trying to dominate, but
Yes.
we just got on into a conversation that nobody wanted to interrupt. That was one of the
Fantastic.
coolest. That was one of the coolest experiences of my life. I always forget about it, but yeah,
Yeah.
I
Lovely.
left. I left the phone call. I was in a ratty t-shirt because it was a radio, so I was in ratty t-shirt and just a ratty pair of shorts, and I the call was done, and I just started shaking and just going. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, lovely. Good story.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
guys, we're about to wrap this up now. But guys, if you want to be on Stars on Spotlight and be a star, just like our guest here, Jeff, and if you want to contribute to Jeff or reach out and have he's always up for a chat, virtual cup of coffee. And like I say, he's on LinkedIn. You'll find him there. But guys, if you want to be on Stars on Spotlight, we're wrapping it up for 2024 pretty soon. There's still a few spots left. If you happen to see this in the next few days, there's a few spots left. Think about it. TV commercial sets you back about $30,000, and people go and make a cup of coffee while the commercials are on anyway. 10 radio spots are going to cost you between $3,000 and $5,000. You can come on Stars on Spotlight. We'll put you across 14 separate and different social media channels and make you more famous all over the world with all your social media links under your YouTube, the whole 9 yards. We'll do that for you for free. So it's an awesome offer. So don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel, and you're going to meet lots and lots of interesting people just like Jeff. Every time I do this, it's an awesome guest, guys. And every man's got a story. So how about you, men and women, come on the show and tell us your story? Thanks very much for being here, Jeff.
It's fantastic. It's probably one of the most enjoyable conversations I've had in a while, before and
Appreciate it.
after other recording.
Appreciate it.
So.
Thanks.